Hello everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Just gonna make sure. Hopefully you can hear me. Alright, I hear myself, so I think that works. Alright, so for tonight, Strapple. Oh, I can't watch myself. Let's see, Strapple. What are we gonna do tonight? Let's see, we can touch up. Oh wait, sorry. What are we gonna do tonight? Pull option 1. We can play with, or we can animate the little stone golem. Slam anim. Get that thing more done. Or we can play with sheep. Play with sheep shapes. So playing with the model. So working on the animation or working on sheep shapes. Gonna create the poll. And then here's the link. Now pop it in. So, if you guys wouldn't mind. Oh, I guess I should say, hello, I'm Malley. I'm a senior artist on Stonehearth. I've been animating a lot recently. Do a bunch of other stuff. Currently, I'm doing a bunch of rigging stuff, which is super boring to watch, so I'm not bringing that here. It would literally be me reading through code, trying to figure out what I did, what I was doing when I wrote it. That's no fun. And then like I'm writing down on papers like how to fix stuff. So, for tonight, I was thinking we could either work on the slime anim or play with sheep shapes. And it's looking like slam anim, which is cool. So let me see what everybody's saying. Hello, Stonehearth logo. Thank you. Greetings from Britain. Unshekarafe. That's a cool name. What program do you use for animation? Looks like Slam Anim's got it. I'm gonna give it like another. Give it to 605. 602 right now. But looks like we've got it set, but let's see. All right, so we use Maya to animate. Let's make that a little bit smaller. So the file we should work on is the slam anim. Let's make sure he's on here. Monster, not goblin. Little stone golem. Oh, excuse me. Open. So this would be the animation we're working on if we do. For those of you just joining us, please give us a vote deciding what it is we're going to work on tonight. Got a couple more minutes. I guess it might help to, sorry for those of you who already voted, but might help to show what's going on. So we have this option, and the other one, if I can make that smaller, is we're gonna play with these sheep guys here, these rams, and see if we can't put something like this onto the sheep. Oh, it's gotten much more even. Can I put this on the same screen too? Maybe? Not without crowding. Too much stuff going on. So one more minute. Slam Anim's winning. Only make rams. That's a good point. Let's Yeah, it's just horns, no horns. I'm more interested in the body shape and the feet and the head. Like the horns are extra. Dragon Boy, go to bed. 4 a.m. is too late. So Hearthling on a ram, that's something totally different and not nothing anytime soon. I keep asking for that too, and engineers are just like, you're crazy. We can't do that. And just to show, if you guys haven't seen before, this is Allie's amazing monster concept art, which we haven't really touched in a while, but eventually we'll get to this stuff, I hope. Yeah. This guy's made, but isn't in the game. He's a little like burning tree, and he's a part of the Entling faction. It's pretty awesome. Kelpie's cute. He's supposed to be like a swamp creature or something, and I think he like mesmerizes, which is why he's got these crazy eyes. And then when he mesmerizes a Hearthling, they turn into a little Kelplar, and they follow the Kelpie, and it's incredibly cute. Ellie has a great imagination. These guys, I hate spiders, but that's really cool looking. Little toothless smile. Zoom in on Grizzly. That's him there. I like his little stinky fly. I think he might be able to use the not orc, ogre rig. Maybe, it just depends. Might force it. This guy's pretty cute. Little Grim Reaper, fiendish guy. Alright, 606. Let us go. Whoops. Let's see the final results. Slime Anim it is. Thank you guys for voting. So, first thing I noticed about this when I was looking at this, like, should we work more on this guy, is that it's really long. MI3F, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Meef. I agree. I really hope that stuff gets in. Is that it's a really long animation. So just to compare monster, goblins, animations, let's look at the combat, one hand, forehand. So you see the little cute little guy. I don't have my glove today, so it's a little weird, but I'll make do. So imagine a weapon in his hand, in his right hand, and then he just swings. I believe this is just a Hearthling animation, but you might notice this is 40 frames. That's 10 frames over a second. It's pretty quick. And if we go to forehand spin, it's only 36 frames, which is even quicker. And he does a full spin around. So that's relatively short in comparison. This guy, it's 120 frames. So we have a lot of personality in here, but nothing wrong with personality, but this should be like a variant of the attack as opposed to the attack. So we're gonna save this as number 6 underscore long frame time. We're gonna save it again as 7 shortening. All right. Good evening, Celestra. Welcome. Let's see if I'm still in frame. Wait, you. Okay. Animations. So, that's really freaky. You can't have it on the other screen at the same time. So we're just looking at what do we need and what can we cut and what can we speed up. So let's say we're going to make this 40 frames to match the length of the goblin's attack. So if we just make it 40 frames, actually let's do So if we do this, that's all we get is a slam. So this tells me that the slam itself should be quicker. Like it, I should say, should like get down quicker. And so he goes down in 2 frames. 2 frames is pretty quick. We can try making that quicker, but let's not start there. But then he goes 2 frames down, and then it takes him. Oh, that's weird. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Right about 16 frames to hit peak. So that's a half second to get up there. And actually just sliding through that feels slow. Let's watch it. Yeah, it takes him a long time. He's like, so let's accelerate it more in the beginning, have it hold, and then come down. And then from frame 16, so that's bad. It takes him 4 frames to get down to his impact, which this is supposed to be a smear, and smear because his jaw is open. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry. So 16 is the apex, 20 is the smear, and 22 is the impact. So that's actually 6 frames to get from peak to impact. So that's a long time. And then he reacts over 4 frames. Not terrible. And then there's a lot of stuff beyond that I want as well. So he does head shake, which definitely takes a lot of time. But then he's also like starting to lift off his foot. He reaches back. He places down. Like, that's a long time. He doesn't need all that time to get back up. So we're gonna speed up the slam, and then he's just gonna hop off, push back, and get back into position. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna leave the 2 frames. Let's take the frame 16. There's something weird here. If you guys notice, his body goes up. Is it doing it? Yeah, so it goes up, and then right about frame 13, 14, he stops his upward movement, and then he picks it up again for 15, 16. He like comes forward and then transitions backwards, and that feels really awkward. Hey, Hyrule. Welcome to the stream. Bren said, "You think he could fall quicker, not so high?" Yeah, the height I think is important to visually change. Like here he's there. Here he's at the bottom, and there he's at the top, and it's almost a full head. It makes it very obvious when they pop up. It might be too high, but I also want them to be able to attack things that are much larger than themselves. Yeah. So let me just dive into it. And don't forget to use at Stonehearth, or else I won't catch that you guys are talking to me. Could you blur the fall frames? Kind of make him look stretched out as he falls. So no, we can't actually blur. But if you see, like I'm like twisting his jaw backwards, and the idea is to just get a bigger silhouette from one direction, one angle. And you're not really supposed to see it because like his rig is completely broken. It's just supposed to be huge. And so yeah, it should be a smear, so I'm going to make that much shorter. Alright, so let's go to this guy. Watching during class. That's no good. I'm gonna ignore the hitch for now. Interesting. It's frame 15. Alright, so let's do it's not going on. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Is it Brian? I was think of it as a way to cut it from 4 to 2 frames. I'm sorry, what are you talking about cutting from 4 to 2 frames? Why is double click not working nicely? Alright, I'm going to take that down by about half. That's better. That's too much. That feels better. Using the stretch to cut down frames used to fall. That's actually what it's supposed to be doing now. It just doesn't, so I need to cut down the number of frames that are happening and allow the stretch to do its job. Alright, so that impact's kind of feeling better. It's probably too quick now. That's okay. I think I'm gonna just get rid of the head shake because it's too much. So slow. Let's see. Just watch it a little bit. That's definitely too fast now. Are new enemies or new critters going to come soon, or maybe because we are working on animations, update the critter animations? So, new enemies and new critters aren't coming anytime soon. What I'm doing right now is actually, and to update the critter animations, that's what I would like to do next. Richard has asked me to make pet animations, to make them, and to make them more cute, and to just work on them in general. The problem is, here, I can actually show you that. Our rigs are painful right now. I went over this last week, last time I was on, so I won't do this too much. But if we look at the wolf, who is a critter, not a monster, which is a lie. So we look at his run. So there's a problem with this guy's legs, both of them. They're the same setup. But you have hips right here, and then shins, thigh, shin, and foot. And if we look over here, you can see that there's only rotation data, which isn't bad. There's a little bit of translation on that guy, but it's not changing. So it's all rotation data, which is fine. We could do that. The problem is it makes some kinds of animations incredibly hard. Honestly, I'm sure it made this animation hard for Tom, but you could get through it. But now if you want to do something like a sit down, so I don't have any examples on the wolf because I've avoided him, but let's go to the sheep. The rabbit has the same problems, so emote cute, but don't save. Sorry, I should have started here, but you see how their legs are the same, or it's similar at least. You've got this foot bone and you've got this thigh bone, and you notice all of these keys really close together, and right here that's every frame there's a new key, and the point of that is because we want to, I'll just play the animation, we want the creature to look like it is like sitting down and resting on the ground and being cute and adorable, but to do that we literally have to key every frame, because this foot needs to stay still, like it looks, to make it look like it's attached to the ground, because he's putting weight on it, right? But because of the way this is rigged, which is very simple, it's a very simple rig, it doesn't have options. Because of that, you have to key every frame what it's doing, and actually if you watch it, they kind of jiggle very slightly, all of the bones, sorry, all the feet, if you watch the feet, and if we get closer and closer it becomes more and more exaggerated and ugly, like there, you see how it's like freaking out slightly. Arvios, this is Maya, and hello Runox411. Is that a bear? This is a sheep. So yeah, where it freaks out like this, that is simply the rig is not designed to do what we need it to do, and so I'm forcing it, but in the end it just looks bad. Yeah, it's a bald sheep. That's just the one that was rigged and animated. If you can imagine the one with all the fluff everywhere, that'd make it very hard to see, like you can't even see their upper arms, so it's like near impossible to animate if you can't see stuff. So we just used the bald one instead. I need this one. So yeah, I'm sorry, my point was I have to fix that. I need to make it so the rigs aren't like that and we can continue making any kind of animation we want without problems. So, but that means I have to go clean the rigs up, which is a fair amount of work. All right, I'm fooling around too much. I'm just gonna jump in with retime and do some big jumps. So, frame 2, up, sort of frame. Let's take that out to like 10. And then we go over here to the impact. I'm gonna do something different here. Grab these guys. So I want them to hit on this frame instead of that frame. Couldn't I use space switching? Yes. I am heavily leaning towards space switching. Sorry, high roll symbols who I'm talking to. Space switching. So space switching is what I did for the arms on the Hearthling. You can go into that. Human male animations. That's a good example. Something I've worked on. Emote, dance, laugh. How about that one? Let's see what it looks like. He's laughing, and I do have some shoulder animation. Alright, so if you look at this, the shoulder is moving. If I just click on that little thing, you can see it's like moving up and down, it's rotating a little bit, right? But this control, which when I select the shoulder, you notice the whole arm is selected, so that means this is the parent of that. This guy doesn't move at all. And the reason this is happening is because this guy, the arm, has space switching. So if you see here, right shoulder control, root control, head extra control, blah, blah, blah. These options let me parent it to something else. So right now it's just parented to the shoulder, and I just killed all animation on the shoulder, which is fine. But this is a really complicated system, and what happens is I have to go back and animate the shoulder, which is fair, you should do that anyway. The problem is I might not remember, like on Delighted? I don't know which one it is. I forgot to animate the actually I think I just saw a name that said, yeah, this one's animated. Anyway, I forgot to animate the shoulders on one of the animations. I have to go finish that. Which is frustrating. So it would be nice if I could have a simple system, like I'm not even using the space switching, I'm just turning it off every time. So that's pointless. I don't need a space switch, I just don't need it to be that way. And then, sorry, yeah, there are times when I do want it to animate without me doing anything. So if it just did that for me, that'd be great. So I could do something like a look at control. So shoulders are a little hard. You want them to go up and down and such, but if it's just like directional, and then I can also do translate on top of that, then that I'd like move my arm around and my shoulder goes with it, and if I want to shrug, I can manually put in a shrug. That's not a big deal. But yeah, so I might do that. I'm just trying to think of how to take my hands off it the most and never need to touch it again if possible, which is impossible, but I'm trying to find a way to make it a bit easier. Alright, so what do I think of the slam now? That feels better. You kind of go up a little bit, take a second. I need to adjust the acceleration. I want him to like quickly get up and hold for a bit, as opposed to now he doesn't quite do that. But that's okay. I'm gonna keep going and work out the get up, because the get up is the biggest problem right now. Alright, so slam, impact on frame 15-ish. Let's actually edit snap. Rotate X of the pelvis. Use rocks forward. Well, let's grab everything. And we like how it slams. And we like how it breathes. So, on frame 19. Doop doop. And then it's super slow. Like I should just cut out frames until there. Double click, please. Come on. Okay. That's 20 frames. It should be like 5. That's about 20 frames. Let's make that maybe 10. That's quite a lot. This is very snappy. I don't like it. Alright, it's all settled into the office now. Aside from hanging up the artwork, actually the rest of the office looks pretty nice and more finished, as it were. Oh, did you guys notice most of the lights are off? We have, I don't know if I can't see myself. You can't see it, but there's one light that's still on, which we will eventually turn off. It's like safety light. We just need to get the safety light moved outside of this room, essentially. But yeah, the rest of the lights are off, so that's good. We've got our legit lighting that is actually too bright now in this office, but it's here and working. We've got, so as I said, we have the rest of the office pretty much set up, but this room is still getting worked out. We're gonna get a black shade for that glass wall. They've been talking about getting couches in here, but I'm not sure. We're definitely gonna hang stuff up. We might move this computer like over to that wall or something. We're not sure yet. And then we have all sorts of cute stuffed animals. You could kind of see them over on the left. That used to be against the wall. They'll be up somewhere. I don't think. Like, I'm not even sure where that white thing came. That shelf right there came from. So the what are they called? Stuffed animals will be put into a place of honor again. All right. So at the very least, I know I'm not going over 55. So now we can do that. What time is it? Where are we at? It is 6:31 p.m. Bybean3 says, it's a really stupid question, but do you only do animations? I have a hard time understanding what everyone does, except Ali, who's the artist. So, no, I don't only do animations. I've pretty much only been doing animations recently, because that's just what we need right now. But I actually started out as a model texture artist, which we don't even need on this project, at least not right now. It's like a totally different workflow. But this project really interested me because I love like voxel type games, and like I love Zelda. I love the original Zelda. I love the original Mario Brothers. I love Metroid. Like I really love retro games, and just that look. But yeah, so they attracted me, and this game attracted me, and I was like, I have to work on this. So thankfully I got the job. What else do I do? I also use Cubicle to make assets like this. I do a lot of technical stuff, like fiddling with skies and stuff. Nowhere near what Angelo does. But like Angelo would make tools for someone like me to go in and play with values. What else do we do? I can't think of it right now. But I do a lot. Oh, I do VFX. I have made several VFX. I'm used to different kinds of systems, but this one's still pretty powerful and I like it. But that's not a stupid question, it's fine. So I am a generalist artist, a generalist 3D artist. Ali is a 2D artist who focuses on illustration, but she's been getting outside that bubble as well. So that's good. But yeah. Nakara, you're correct, it's Pacific time. As far as other people, we'll have to get like everyone on and talk about what they do, or just ask them every time if you're here, because 6 of us trade out every week. I've done quite a few recently because people were out, but yeah, I would say best answer would be to ask people whenever they show up, because I don't even know sometimes. Let's see. Bam. Alright, so what I'm not liking now, hello, is that the feet are taking a really long time to get back. Sorry, that's the opposite. They're taking almost no time. It's very quick. It's like snap, and then he moves his body and snap. I'm gonna try to offset them more so that like the 2 feet happen a little more at the same time. See what I did slowly. Boom. So that pause is way too long. I don't like how they're essentially floating for a bit. So kind of not cool that it's 1 frame off. Or the same frame actually. Alright, so that's a little better. Whoops. Let's also slam, rock. Oh, sorry, slam reaction. So that's reasonable. Let's snap real quick. Boom, boom. 19. What does 20 do? I'm gonna key on 19 and delete 20. That does nothing. That's great. Let's actually, that might be, yeah, it's that one. That's okay. I'm gonna delete this guy. Oh, that did do something. You have something here. Hey, Spafio. Hyro Symbol says, if you were to use a scaling system to make the eyes express, that would take 1 or 2 bones. Does that make you maybe avoid using the scaling tech for eyes? Scaling tech is a bigger problem. I could probably just put the eyes in and scale on them right now. I don't want to for multiple reasons. One, I want scale to work overall. I want to be able to scale any bone. And I can't. It's very complicated where you have to do the order of operations is scale, and so I might get this wrong. Scale, rotation, translation. It might be scale, translation, rotation. I'm not sure. But scale must come first. That is the problem. And right now, I don't have scale at all. I didn't account for it. So I have rotation and translation on the same bone, which is okay. It does cause problems sometimes, but I was like, it doesn't matter. 99% of the time that won't matter. The problem is with scale, 100% of the time it matters. So I have to essentially go back and remake our rigs or figure out a way to inject scale into them, which is not so simple. So because of that, we essentially need to remake our rigs at some point. Going into faces, we're not sure exactly what we want our faces to look like in the end. And putting in face tech, like just adding them into the animations, as I said, just doing the eyes, not a big deal. We could do that right now. But adding in tech to make them do other things besides just like blink or be part of the emotes is a lot more work. So like, for example, I'm not saying we're doing this, saying if we wanted to have them look around, like, oh, there's a Hearthling. Look at that Hearthling. That's something that we can't just slap in now. We have to account for lots of other possibilities. What if we want them to have a mouth? Again, not saying we will, but if we want them to have a mouth and smile to get a lot more expressions, we need to account for that now. Now, the reason why we can't just slap the eyes in and then later come down, oh, slap a mouth in, and then later come down and slap a nose in, or like whatever we end up adding, like puffy cheeks, who knows? That every time we do that, there's huge overhead, like an overhead cost. So if we do that each time, it's actually magnifying the amount of work we do by quite a bit. But if we say, okay, well, we want eyes, and we want the system for looking at things, and we want puffy cheeks, and we don't want all these things, by the way. I'm just giving examples. We want A through X. These are what we want. And you do that once, then you're not paying that overhead cost over and over and over. But in the meantime, it means we don't have anything. We might actually do something sooner rather than later, but the big holdup right now is scale. Scale is incredibly complicated and painful. It's kind of like the animals animating their legs. Like, we have to fix that before making any new animations, because it's just it makes the work so much harder, and it increases your overhead. All right, what was I doing? I was adjusting when the feet pick up. Three and move them all forward. Whoa. Those are not the same. If I copy paste, you're lying to me, Maya. See? That's very odd. Yeah, Bruno Supremo is right. It is the same paradox as programming. You have to make things easier and avoid work. You need work. It's Stonehearth, but we also have a bone cap. When you talked about ATT over cog, you said you added a bone. It was a cost to take. Isn't 2 bones per day is a bit expensive? Also, Chris mentioned somewhere that he could increase it from 50 to 64 or something. We're actually at 40 right now. But good morning, Fear Holiday. That's a good name. But we hired a guy named Max, and we will get him in to say hello to everyone soonish. I tried to get him on this one. He's like, nah. But he is super happy to do animation stuff. And when I mentioned the 40 bone limit, he was like, not a problem. And I was like, what? You're just going to make it go away? He's like, yeah, not a problem. We can have as many bones as we want. So that'll be interesting. If and when we need them, then we could just add them in. So, with work on his part. All right. Does that foot go down? There. Weird. Or was I trying to show weight? It doesn't read. Maybe my timing changed drastically. Ildred says ought to ask for 1 million bones. You actually, the word is gone. from a runtime standpoint, you want to keep things as clean and quick as possible, so don't want to do that. Satisfying keyboard clicky sound. I think this is just a, it's called DOS keyboard. I don't know. It's definitely a mechanical keyboard, but it's like a standard, like it's not a special mechanical keyboard. At least I don't think so. That brand might be really famous. I just like ergonomic keyboards from like Logitech or something. That is my brand of choice. Okay, I see what I was doing. I'm trying to like show weight, but it should start here, and I'm playing with my timing too much. Or not accounting for other stuff. At least I think this is what happened. You should also like lean over the foot. These curves are really gross. Have to ask a bit here. So we're gonna have a demo or so to test it out. That's a good question. I'm an artist, so I don't know these things. I don't think we have a demo. I do know that people will play our game on streams, so you can like watch it there. And then we will go to PAX and places like that, and you can, if we're there, you can try it out there. I don't think we have a straight up demo. I am not sure though. All right, let's get him to push over trans X. This way. PAX is big. It's a lot of people there. Oh, that was a bullet train. It like shook the building or something. I heard like a weird... Unless someone's creeping in the glass, you guys let me know. Wait, I want automated, automatic. I just heard a weird noise behind me. The music's so cheery. Hey, Coasters Paul. Grab a train. I had to finish some things up for the night after getting the notification. No worries. You're welcome, even though you missed a little bit. Just playing with the animations. I like how he's like the whole time. He's oriented in Y. It's ugly. It's ugly. Let's see. Rotations in Z. That's interesting. Now I have to do something silly. I have to practice. What is he doing? So this is what I do when I record myself. Just make sure you guys can see me so I'm not just talking to myself. This is super embarrassing, so not I'm not going to do this all the time, but let's see. So he slams, and then he picks up. So I'm acting it out to see how the body shifting should be. I kind of need my weight on my arms too. So yeah, it is like lean over to the left and then to the right. And it's better when you record yourself and then you can watch it, because there I'm just like feeling in my head what I'm doing. But it is much better to record for later. Oh, that's something we're getting that I'm super excited about. I asked for like 6 months ago. We're gonna get like, well, I asked for like a 4-foot mirror, like 6 foot tall, 4 foot wide or something. But I think we're gonna get something that's like those two corners, like 6 feet maybe in both directions, of 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide on both sides. And that'll be super awesome, which I'll probably never show you guys, maybe just to show you, but like I won't do a lot of acting in front of the camera. But that'll be really helpful for doing animation reference. So I missed a black line. Guess you guys aren't coming to Comic-Con Seoul this year? Comic-Con does cover games, but still. I don't think I've ever been to Comic-Con, but I'm definitely not going to the one in Seoul. That is a long way away. Let's see. Alright, so what did I just do? I have this open still. Am I still recording? Did I mess up? No. Alright, so slams. Kinda need to see it from my point of view. So you should lean hard left and then hard right. I didn't know Comic-Con went to Korea. I've heard Seoul is beautiful though, but I have never made such a, well, I've never made that large trip. Sorry, sometimes I get stuck watching stuff. It's like, how far do I want it to go? Do I want it to be translator rotation? Like, does he need to spin a little bit at the same time? And then I just like get stuck in my brain. Oh, Brad's gonna, I don't know where Brad goes. Brad goes everywhere. That guy's so busy. Surrenders, your text is so green. When lifting an arm, perhaps their body could tilt in the opposite direction. Yep, that's exactly what I'm looking at now. So effort. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Effort is shown in the body on you, but the rock guy's body is fairly rigid. Yep, that's what I'm wanting. I'm trying to decide which frame to put it on. I think I want to translate X, rotate Z. So right here. That might be too much, but it's okay, we'll try it out. will he be going? He being Brad? I don't know. Like, he spends most of his time not in this office. He's like so busy doing stuff. I don't know how he keeps sane. Wow, that felt much better. It's too quick, but it does feel much better. Too much rotation, I think. You don't need to be there. That's so much movement. What's going on? Oh. That's because that is rotate Y. Haha. Silly, silly me. Thanks, Bruno. Actually, I want to redo this because that looked better before. Brain got a little confuzzled. That was too much. Let's try just that one less. Dos Equis, man. I will try to remember to tell him that when I see him. So the initial lean, this one, is too far. You should not be leaning that hard. But that one should be. So he's like pushing his weight over, but only slightly, because he's like already partially on the ground. But when he's standing up, like when he's on that foot, then he's actually transferring a lot of weight. So that feels good. Bread's icon is a Lego head. Does he actually look like that? No. This weird rotation in X. Bam. Huh, I think it's just that. I'm sorry, Hyrule, I don't know. I don't think he's here. I can't ask him. You can ask him. He gets on Discourse all the time. On top of his crazy traveling everywhere, he still stays active on the forums every once in a while, so that's pretty impressive. Is that the AC? Weird noises. Oh, it's 7. I wasn't wanting to stop. I go for a little bit longer. I do have my cat starving at home though. Gotta go feed her in a bit. Alright, so there's something weird about the translate Z. Not of the head though, it's of the pelvis. it should like slow in. Yeah, Celestra is Esty. Celestra is Stephanie. I forgot to. Should there be any rotation front to back? You mean when he's standing up? There is a little bit. Like he's rotate X. Like there's this stuff going on. There's that weird hitch right there, which I don't think is helping at all. Let's just get rid of it. He like scoops into place. I would like the scooping action. That feels better. I think he overshoots translate Z a little too much. Oh, why not? So now I'm seeing. Oh Malley, how could you forget just like each one of well, I am super Mr. Forgetful Man, so I don't know what your guys' excuse is. I forget everything. You guys have met Nikki. I randomly talking to Nikki, and I was just like, I don't know what your name is. Just completely blanked on it. It's so bad. I'm the worst coworker, friend, person. I forget someone's name while you're talking to them. It like hits the toes and then lands. I kind of want it to. First off, it's flat. I don't like that it's flat. Let's give it a little curve. But it's also like way too long. Why is it too long? Excuse me. So it hits on 49. Could be the acceleration too. Translate Z. Just do that and this. Bring it in a little bit. Unshekarafe says, I'm not sure super forgetfulness will get you into the X-Men. I keep asking and they keep telling me to get out of here. What are you doing? Okay, so what's going on with that foot is the translate Z. First it slows out, I don't know if it eases out. I'm not sure I like that, but it completely eases in like that. Like this is where it should be at that rotation, but I'm not sure I like the. Let's have it more speed out. Can I do that any better? Should the foot rock back and forth and back instead of back and forth a bit at the last bit? Good morning, Weiss. Back and forth and back. Surrenders, I am not sure what you're saying. Are you talking? Wait, first off, left foot or right foot? And then are you talking about forward rocking or backward rocking? Sorry, forward or backward or left and right? Hyrule says maybe make the head kind of swing back a little bit, inertia and stuff. So he does a translation. Right there. A little bit. just noticed that translate Y is very, yep, look at that weird curve. What was I doing? I think if I just get rid of these, that might help. Maybe a little bit, maybe not a little bit. I don't think you can even see that. Surrender says I was thinking the left foot, not as sure now, but I was talking toe to heel to toe. Heel to toe instead of toe to heel. Hard stop. Gotcha. I will watch it. Yeah, kind of give him some weight coming back. I like the idea of that. I still want to take, what, 15 frames off of this? That's bad. I'm putzing around. For your holiday, this is in-game music. It is so beautiful. And I've forgotten the name of the guy who does it. Damn. If Stephanie's still on, she can... Raj! There you go. Raj is the guy. Raj is awesome. It's so beautiful. It's like retro, but not and very good. Raj man. Well, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Foot. All of the foot. Oh, no, not all of the foot. Let's do a foot roll. If we just make this quicker. Let's get rid of that guy and then have it go. Oops. Nope, that was a fail. I need this one to hold it in place. It's pretty poppy. Bruno Surrender says clearly you should print a list of the names and I would have to decide. Just get them like tattooed on my arm. I can check all the time. Bruno Supremo says we already have that tech that smooths the transition between different animations. It's called animation blending. If I have animation which ends up with the arms up, in other words, it starts down. Yes, the transition will be smooth. The transition will be, I believe, 0.20 seconds, and it will look terrible. So, like, if your hands are straight up at the end of one frame and straight down in the other, they will actually, like your fingers and hands and everything will not rotate down. They will translate through themselves and rotate. They'll just like spin in place to get from one place to the other, which will look bad. Go through. Yep, just like Hyrule was saying. So if we get a hierarchical rig, so like finger bones connect to the hand bone kind of stuff, I will never sing again, don't worry. Then you would get something like a quick rotation. It would still look terrible because it's happening so quick. 0.2 seconds is, I can't, 0.2 times 30. I can't do math. It's very quick, and it would look terrible. So you could put like a transition animation in there. So it goes from this to transition animation of however long you want it to be. It's like manually created like I'm doing now to the ground. Let's see. I like the foot. Sarandries, I think it was you said. Is your suggestion? I like it. Good call. Translate Z of the pelvis, not the torso. I'm not sure what you mean by the body rocking. It correct me if I'm wrong, but it does rock a little bit. If you can say how you mean, then I can think about it. But I'm not sure where you're talking about, or sorry, when. I do still want to take off some time. All right, so let's pause, save again. 8. More shortening. That's kind of spelled right. All right, so let's watch overall. I think I could lose a little bit of time at the beginning. That could be one frame. Let's do that. This guy. Wait, is everything selected? Yes. 2 frames becomes 1. I still need to play with all this stuff at the beginning. I just avoided it so far. Let's get 1 frame off that. Oh, that's a long time. Again, we did not yet adjust our smear. So let's do that now. Let's get it on a frame. Closer at least. That's ugly, I need to fix that. Harold says, like dragging the top of the head at the pull and at the end. That's for me, like a bobblehead, I'd imagine that. Harold, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're saying. What is the pull? Are you talking about when he stands up, like the like pull of his body? I think this hit. So that shouldn't move. But this impact could be a little quicker. That's strange. That's a lot of time. Definitely don't like the beginning. It's too quick. Pulling his body. So you're saying dragging the top of the head, like having him... I think I'm doing that already. I could have his pelvis. So, not his pelvis, his torso, his face, like his upper face. I don't think that has much of any animation on it at all yet. But I would consider that like secondary animation, which I would do after this is feeling better. Alright, I want that one frame back at the beginning. Which I cannot do easily. Actually, I guess I can. Down. Oh, there it is. And then snap. I think the smear might be too quick now. Either that or my smear is not smeary enough. Let us smear more. Compensating for no arm swinging to counteract defeat, or are those considered arms? These are arm feet. I'm not sure what to call them. I mean, he doesn't have arms, but these are literally goblin feet. But I'm kind of using them as arms to slam. But you can imagine like walking on hands effectively, and then like leaning over on one foot to pick something up and look at it. Sergio says, from the front, there's the push off to the right. First leg. That looks right, but the push off to the left, second leg, just seems to be a return to center where it might need to just go a bit over. So from the front, he pushes off, he leans to the left, puts his foot down, and then he goes. See where the green line is versus where this is, the grid center. So he goes pretty far over there. I think it's like median. In time, in the time of the movement, it's centered. Does that make sense? But it should like stay to the right side until the end. Oh, gross. Too much, but that's basically what I'm talking about. That feels better. No, that feels much better. We're still at 50 frames, 49 frames. Not thrilled about that. Oh, he pops grossly. That is some translate. Let's see. I think it's just this. That's too much. Like a gorilla walk with no feet. Feels a lot better. Feeling nitpicky. Feels like the head should tilt a bit more left right as it's doing that. you guys aren't being nitpicky. This is what being an animator is all about. And a lot of it comes down to feel, and just time. So spending, let's see, this would be the 3rd hour, maybe a little more than that because I worked on it a little bit outside of streams. But like 3 hours for an animation is very short. Plus, I'm like talking to you guys and like pausing to animate on the floor and do whatever. So normally it takes much longer to do an animation, but I think we're doing pretty good for 3 hours in. How many frames do you want to reduce? If I could just reduce and have it be perfect, it would be 40 frames because that's what the goblin attack frame is. But I'm doing a lot more movement than the goblin is. Oh, that impact feels so much better. Oops. I don't know what I did. It's okay. I might have copy pasted. I did not. But let's see. He's like sliding way out. Why is he doing that? Oh no! I lost my frame 0. How did that happen? Oh, it's because they slid back to -0.3. But that shouldn't matter. That's not what's wrong. His squished pose is actually translating a lot. That is some broken functionality. I don't know what Maya's doing there. It's like creating a key. I'm copy pasting, so like this thing should just go right there. But it's like creating a new key rather than a new key where whatever is there is there. Does that make sense? As opposed to copy pasting what I told it to do. Let's do that. Okay, whatever. You'll be 0 because I say. That is so weird. I wonder how that happened. Whatever. It won't work anyway. I don't like how much he's rotating. And why? Rotate Y. It feels like I messed something up here. Like I mean, I've been playing with the keys heavily, but it feels like something got funky. It's just that is so weird. Why would it do that? Use like 1 or 2 hours to animate, Hyrule? That's all the time you take? I take way more than 3 hours. My estimate that I give is 1 to 3 days, with things generally being 1 day, and 1 day is 8 hours, so that's an approximate time frame. It takes about 8 hours to make an animation for Stonehearth. I'm also not an animator by trade, so it could be much faster. Got a question. Do you have an idea or plan how to automatically remove stuff that's been spoiled rotten, or for players to have auto put spoiled rotten stuff in a special place? So I believe, I'm an artist, so I don't know, but I believe her things will clear out your rotten stuff for you. They just have to go do it. So actually, there's a bug, not a bug. Oh, it's not a feature. There's a problem where if you fill up your inventory, your stuff in your inventory will rot, and your crops will rot too. Everything rots, and because your inventory is full, your Earthlings won't take care of it. So make sure your inventory, your town inventory, isn't overflowing, because you'll actually pass the maximum, and then the Earthlings will be super confused. All right, I'm gonna stop in 4 minutes. So already said, I still think there should be some rotation in those that last few frames to match the translation. I think I have this right. So translation is movement, rotation is, they're both movement. Translation is movement in a line, rotation is pivoting. So my question to you, Surrounders, is what should have some rotation? Are you talking about the head? Let's add some secondary animation on this guy. Rotation. Is there anything after this point? There's not. This is rotate X. Cool. So all of these keys are garbage. And let's move this to, whoops. Actually, that's a good point. I shouldn't do that. It's the last frame, 51. that's feeling a little better. Windy for Sun says the Stoneling looks like it's about to pounce on some unsuspecting Hearthlings. Cannot wait to see in game. It'll be a while till it gets in game. How to describe? So right now the Stoneling actually completely uses the Goblin rig and animation, whereas this would be its own unique animation. So until we get the ability to do that, I can't put this in. I am pushing for it though, and this is like an example of, hey, look how cute we can make an attack animation for a unique creature. But yeah, I think it was a little 4 minutes past when I said I was going to be done, and 34 minutes past when I wanted to, or was supposed to be done. So I think that's a good time to call it. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was educational. And yeah, we will see you next time. So, bye-bye. If I can turn it off. All right. Bye, everybody.